Inshallah, we'll start as Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So we'll do inshallah one ayat of Surah AlHujrat, ayat number 6 today. And I'll do a simple translation and then we'll do the detailed breakdown of the vocabulary of the ayat. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing in this ayat those who have already believed. And the background is that when the Islam was in the progress, there were all kinds of people around, and some person probably did come with some information which was wrong. And as a result of that, there was a possibility of a conflict to start. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding the believers that if someone comes to you with some news, make sure you check it out, you investigate, you make sure that the news is correct before you take any action on that. Okay, so this is basically the bottom line message. So the simple translation, especially Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, addressing the believers, Ya ayyuhalladhina, O those of you, Amanu, who have already believed. So the address is to the believers. Okay. In ja'akum, if comes to you, to all of you, Fasiqun. Fasiqun is a person who is a disobedient person, who is a sinning person, a person who has not believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If that kind of a person comes to you, binaba'in, with a news, with some kind of news, fatabayyanu. So this is a command, this is an order, this one word is telling the believers, investigate, check it out. Okay? Make sure you find out all the facts about the news, whatever the news has come to you. Then the result is being mentioned that if you did not do such a thing, if you did not investigate, you did not follow up properly, and you took an action, what may have happened? The consequence may be antusibu. You may harm, you may strike qawman, some people, some other people about whom the news is being sent. They may not be against you or they may not be in conflict with you, but based on this incorrect news, you may go and attack them, or you may go and take the revenge or have a conflict with them. So, qawman bi jahalatin. So this will be out of ignorance. Okay? Because the fact is not there, the truth will not be there, and the action will be based on your understanding. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is calling that jahalatun, which is ignorance. Okay, so don't do anything out of ignorance. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that if you did that, if you, let's say, went and started fighting a people or start harming a group of people, what will happen? When after you have done the harm, and then you will find out that the news was not correct. So what will happen? فَتُصْبِهُ, then you will become ala ma fa'altum, whatever you have done. Means have gone and started fighting and having a dispute. Nadimin, you will be embarrassed, you will be ashamed, you will be nadim. Nidamat is the regretting about something, to have the sorrow about something. So in order to avoid all those things, the best thing is that before you take any action on any news that comes to you, you check it out, you investigate, you and go and find out the truth. And there's a lesson in that. This is a lesson about a nation, about a group of people, while the Islam and the other than Islam, there's a conflict going on. But if we ponder on this ayat, this applies to the groups, the nations, and the individuals. Okay? Anyone comes to you with about any news or about any information, be it a personal or a family or a group or a nation, don't take any action without first checking it out, without making sure that the news is correct, because otherwise the result may not be good for you. Okay, so this is basically the message about the ayat. Okay. Now, as I said that in this ayat, the fine details are so many that if we do not follow, our recitation may not be correct. Okay, so one thing that you want to do here is focus on certain small things, and one rule of tajweed that I'm going to write down is here, is that if you have these three letters, alif, waw, and ya, okay, and these are called weak letters, okay, and these are the letters that create basically this sound like a, o, and e. When after these three letters a hamza comes, whenever in the next word which is starting with a hamza, or even the same word, but before hamza there are one of these three letters, then in the recitation, and I'll point out, you pronounce these three letters with a long mad. Many words in this have to follow this rule. So if we keep this rule in mind, we will be pronouncing the Quran correctly. Okay, so just I'll point out when it comes there. Okay. Now, going back to the beginning of the ayat starts with the word ya ayyuha. Okay, and as we have mentioned before, the word ya means o, means you are addressing someone. It's called a harf nada. If you want to talk to someone, first you say ya, and that will draw the attention of the person, and then you can start talking. So ya. Then there is another combination of this, which is ya ayyuha. Both have same meaning, o you. Okay, both have, but their use is different. Okay, how is it different? When a word comes after that, if it has al before, the first two letters are al, then you use ya ayyuha. If the word does not have al before that, then you use ya. For example, if I say ya akhi, ya akhi means oh my brother. Okay, this word doesn't have al, so calling a person who is your brother or anyone, you use the word ya akhi. But if the word has al before that, then you use the full ya ayyuha. Okay, and there are a lot of examples in the Quran. A lot of surahs starts with these things, or ayats starts. Okay, ya ayyuhan nas, ya ayyuhal muzammil, al is there. Okay, ya ayyuhal muddassir, al is there in muddassir. Okay, so that is the difference in the usage. Meaning is same. Now, as you can notice that this word ya simply is a combination of ya and alif. Okay, in this one complete word, you have the ya in there, but there is an additional word, ayyuha. Okay, but notice one thing. This alif here of the ya, after that there is a hamza there. So that means this rule will apply. Okay, so you will pronounce this ya ayyuha. Here you will simply pronounce ya. You don't need to stretch here, but you have to stretch it here. Mad sound, long sound. Okay. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this case is addressing some people, and those are, so lazi is the root word. Lazi means he or that. Its plural is ladina. It means those. Okay. And if we put al before that, the al brings the meaning of the. It is alladina. Some special group of people Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing. Alladina. So the word has al before that. Okay. So we have to use ya ayyuha. Okay. That's the reason. Alladina has ya ayyuha before that, because al is there. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing some people, and he is drawing their attention so they can start listening to that. The purpose of ya and ya ayyuha is that before you start talking to someone, you want to get the attention of that person first. It's a good etiquette also, that if you start talking to someone and the person is not paying attention to you, he is going to, or she's going to miss some words, may not get the full message. So first you address the person by calling by a title or a relation, and when that person's attention is drawn to you, then you start your speech. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is inviting the attention of some people, alladina, and that when he say, oh, some of you people, then these people will become attentive and they will start listening. So that is how the ayat starts. Now, allazina means those. Who are those? Quran always tells you who are those people Quran is speaking to. Next word is amanu. Okay, so we'll do one more time. But so the meaning so far is oh, those. So the next word starts with the amanu, and as we have seen, it has come few times, but briefly, these are the root letters, 3 letters, belongs to Bab Fa'ala, and meaning is to have peace, aman. Okay. We make another group of Bab Fa'ala, and it becomes 4 letters, alif, alif, mim, noon. And we pronounce this as amana. Amana means to believe. Okay. And these 2 alifs are also written as mana. Okay. And always the meaning of when we make a word first time is 3rd person past tense. 3rd person and past tense. Okay. So 3rd person is he, and past tense is believed. Okay. So the meaning of the word amana is someone 3rd person, and he already believed in the past. Then we will put a waw at the end, And this brings this plurality in there. The waw brings the plural. So the meaning will be they believed. Not he, but they. Okay. Now, waw is simply bringing the plural, but in the recitation we have to make some adjustment. First of all, when there is a waw there, we change this fataha to a dhamma for the pronunciation. Okay, amanu. And then we write an extra alif with the small circles. It's called alif-e-wiqaya, alif of separation. It means that this word ended here. Okay, you cannot combine this with any other word. It's a full word, it's ended there. Wiqaya means separation. This is just a writing, alif and a vertical line and a zero. It doesn't do anything. Actually, it's in the Quran, but in modern script, in the newspaper, they don't even write this alif there anymore. So, amanu means they believed. Okay? So, if you put that word here, ya ayyuhalladhina, oh those, and to make the proper English, we will write down who believed. Those who believed. Okay? So believers basically. Those who believed. One word, ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, this whole thing can be translated as, oh, the believers. Okay, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing those people who have already accepted and joined the rank with Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay. So after addressing that particular group of the people, information is being passed to them. What is the information? In ja'akum fasiqun. Okay. So let's look at the words here. In means if. And this is called harf shartiya. In means if. Okay. And shart means condition. So whenever a sentence starts with the word in, that means what is going to be said after that is a conditional statement. If that condition is fulfilled, fine. If it is not fulfilled, it is fine either also. But if the condition is met, there is always a consequence of the condition. So shart and a response of the shart comes together. Okay? Shartiya and jawab shart. They both come together. For example, if you come here, you learn something. So condition is that if you came, and the result is that you learned something. If you didn't come, you didn't learn anything. So whenever you see in the Quran, there are few words, in, law. Law is also means if. It's a conditional word. So whenever a sentence starts, just by looking at the word in, you should conclude that what is being said is a choice of the condition. If you do, fine. If you don't do, this will happen. So this is Jumla Shartiya, and it starts with the condition statement if. Okay. Now let's look at the next word. Jim, Alif and Hamza. These are the root letters. It means to come. Okay. So when we put three fathas, we have these three, fa, and in lam. Fa'ala means to do. If we put three fathas, it becomes third person past tense. Okay. So if you put three fathas here, jim, alif and hamza. Ja'a. Third person is he, and past tense is came. Ja'a, he came. Okay. So the other thing to notice is that there is a hamza here and there is an alif before that. Okay. So you have to pronounce this with a long mud. Okay. Here these are three separate letters. There is no hamza there. But once you have created a word, and in the word there is a hamza and before hamza there is an alif, then tajweed pronunciation will be, you cannot say ja'a, ja'a. Okay. Now the next word is that kum. Kum means you and it's a plural. Okay. So you pronounce ja'akum, came to you. He came to you. Third person he. Okay. So what the combination is now? Ja'akum will be pronounced as ja'akum. Okay. And the meaning is that he, whoever that he is, he came to you. Okay, and we don't know at this time who this he is, but the sentence, the word so far means somebody came, he came. Okay, it has to be one person, a singular. Okay, and in the past. So okay, so now let's look at the next word and we will go back to this word. Okay, now just go back to this example. If you have these three letters, khalaqa, and the meaning is that he, third person, and the past tense, created. Third person, past tense. When we put three fathas, okay. Small sentence, two things in there. If a doer is there, we call doer a file. He. And an action is there, which is called fail, activity. Okay. So in one word, two information pieces are there. A doer is hidden there, file, which is he, and an action in the past tense. One word has two information. Now I'm going to write down another word after that. Let's see if I write down the word Allahu. Write down the word Allahu. Okay, and I'm going to write down on the last letter, that's the full word, Allahu. Okay, full word is Allahu. When we stop, we say Allah. When we say Allahu Akbar, we are pronouncing who there. When we say Subhanallah, we stopped. We are not saying Subhanallahu, the word is Subhanallahu. But when we stop, we don't pronounce last letters harkat. So the full word is Allahu. So a reader who knows the language, he's going to look at this word and he's going to look at the last letter, which is ha. Then he's going to say, what is on this ha? It's a dhamma. Okay? If the word has dhamma on that, okay, and the meaning is Allah, okay, then the rule of the grammar is that this word, this whole word, is going to replace this thing. Okay. If it was a fatha or kasra, it won't do it. Only when it has a dhamma on it. So the word became khalaqallahu. There is no he anymore. Allah created. Okay? Allah created. If you have a fatha or kasra, you cannot do this. Okay? You have to leave he there. You cannot replace he. Okay? So the rule is that it has to be a dhamma or two dhammas. Okay? And also, when a word has last letter dhamma, it's called in the rafa state, which the highest original state of the word is Allahu. Okay? So that is what the rule is. Now, we have a word here. This time, we have this word, fa, sin, and qaf. This means to disobey. There are many meanings, but one of the meanings is to disobey. Okay? Or to commit a sin. Okay? Or to rebel. There are many meanings of this, but let's just take one. Fasaqa means to disobey. Okay? Now, a doer is made by putting an alif between first and second. Fa'il is a doer. The full word is fa'ilun. Okay? So doer is made by adding an alif. So if I add an alif, this will become fa, si. Full word is fasiqun. Always noun is made with two dhammas. Fa'ilun, fasiqun. When we stop, we say fasiq. But the full word is fasiqun. Fasiqun is a person who is disobedient. He is disobedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or any other way, which means he is not a righteous person, he is not a good person. Okay? He is a rebellion person. So fasiq, he is not among the believers. Okay? Now again notice that the last letter qaf has two dhammas on it. Okay? So if I write down that word after ja'akum fasiqun, because of these two dhammas, this word is going to replace he. Okay, just like here we replaced the file or he by Allah. In this case, meaning of this word was he came to you, but the word after that has two dhammas. So the meaning will be a fasiq person came to you. Okay. So first we started with the word with a person he. Okay. And we did not know who this he was. Now by applying this rule that we put a name here or noun here with the condition that there will be two dhammas on it. Only then this person will replace he. Okay. Very important. If you pronounced this wrong, the meaning will go away. So you have to pronounce fasiqun and has to be written with two dhammas. Okay, this way. So that's what the word is in the Quran. If ja'akum came to you, fasiqun, a disobedient person. Okay? So that's the meaning so far. If came to you, a disobedient person. Okay. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching those people who have already believed and are with Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, believers. And then he is giving a statement to these believers, a conditional statement, that if someone who is not an obedient came to you, in ja'akum fasiqun. Okay. Now, if in tajweed, if you start reciting Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu in ja'akum fasiqun, if you lose your breath and you break, you can say fasiq. Okay? You can say fasiq and then continue after that. Because you have lost the breath, you are stopping, you are allowed to speak fasiq. To the mas, it should be changed by a one jazam, sukoon, fasiq. Okay? But the best thing is that you continue. Okay? But if you, for some reason, you stop at a place where the meaning is complete. Okay? For if you stop at in ja'akum, okay, the meaning will not be complete. Anyway, these are the rules of speech and tajweed and recitation. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that a person came to the believers, a fasiq person came to the believers. Okay, why did he come? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling in the next word, okay, why this person came. Okay, let's look at that. So we start with these letters Noon, Ba, and Alif. Okay? The meaning of these is to inform or to give news. Okay. Noon, Ba, and Alif is to give someone news. The word Nabi that we use, meaning of that word is informer. He informs you, he gives you news about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's the reason that person is called Nabi. Okay, but Noon, Ba, and Alif mean to inform or give news. When we make the noun Naba Un. Nabaun means news. Okay. Now we're going to put a letter B. Okay, before that. B means with. B means with, and B is a harf-jar, one of the prepositions. Harf-jar, when it comes before a noun, has some effect on the noun. Nabaun is the noun, and what it does, it looks at the last letter, which is Alif, it looks at the two dhammas here, and it transforms them into two kasras for the reason of grammatical, tajweed, and rules. So the word became naba'in. Okay? Bin naba'in, with news. Okay? So this word is naba in, not an anymore, naba'in. B is there, so the meaning is with news. Okay? So, what is the word before that? Fasiqun. Fasiqun, came a fasiqun, came to you, a disobedient person with news, with some information. He came to you and he wanted to give you some information about something, some news about something. Okay? Now, if you have a sound of noon and if you have a ba after that, okay, if these two letters come in this combination, then in tajweed, this noon is pronounced as a meme. Okay. When you pronounce the word mimbar, it is actually minbar. Mim noon, bara, but you pronounce mim, mimbar. So what will happen? The sound of fasiqun will be pronounced as a fasiqum. That's the reason in the Quran they put a little meme there on top of qaf, that you should pronounce fasiqum, not kun. Okay? Why is happening? Because of this B here, which is part of the binabain. Okay? So this B has a backward effect on the noon, changing its sound to sound of meme. Okay? So in the recitation, fasiqum binaba'in. Okay? If a disobedient person came to you with some news, some information. Okay? So this is with news.
One quick question. Is all the script recognize that name or some of the script?
Most of those, almost all of them, because there are two scripts basically. Uthmani script and the other is called Nasta'aliq, which is non-Arabic speaking countries, which is India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh and all other countries, Iran. They have a script which is called Nasta'aliq, which is non-Arabic speaking countries. The people who speak Arabic, they also have this script which is called Uthmani script. By the way, the word Uthmani is not related to Uthman, the third Khalifa. Uthman was a script writer in Turkey very recently. And he wrote in his handwriting the Quran that we read or you will see on the shelves. It's called Uthmani script. So it says the handwriting of this particular person is called Uthmani script. It's nothing to do with the Khalifa Uthman, okay? And the other one is Nasta'aliq. That script was the Iranian script. Okay? And the difference is that, for example, there are two alifs here. Okay? In Nasta'aliq, it is written this way. In Uthmani, it is written this way. Just different way of writing. It's pronounced the same way. So two alifs are written this way in Indo-Pak Quran. In the Uthmani Quran, it will be written this way. So if you notice that, this we're writing in the Uthmani script here. Okay? So there is no difference except that writing, you know, the different scripts. Okay? So other than that, okay, to answer your question, both scripts will try you to help reading correctly. So both of them will put a little meme there. Okay? Both of them will be putting a meme there. Unless you are a tajweed reciter and you, but still I think in the printed material you will see. They try to help as much as possible to help the recitation correctly, the script. Okay? But if you're reading a newspaper, for example, and the word fasiqun is coming there, then there will be no harkat there. Even two dhammas will not be there. Okay? So that's a different thing.
Which one is better? Usmani is better?
Usmani is better. Because, for example, how many of you knew this rule? Almost nobody. You read correctly, you read a mad, right? But why do you read a mad on a letter? Did your teacher ever tell you that look for a Hamza after that? No. He never told you. The reason? Because Hamza was not there to begin with. Okay? Hamza was not even written there. If this is the way it is written there is no Hamza. So he cannot tell you look for Hamza. So from that perspective, the Uthmani script is more detailed, more informative. Okay.
But I understand that you can recite a verse in 6 ways.
No, those are the 7 qira'ats. That's different.
Seven.
That's not this thing.
But when you recite, they eliminate some of the letters.
Okay, that's not elimination, that is tajweed. Okay, there are 7 qira'ats. Okay, and qira'at is like the accent. Okay, like a British speaker speaks English and an American speaker speaks English. Accent will be different. Okay, that is different thing. But all of them, Quran will be written this way for all of them. Okay. For example, here, this word fa'altum, the last letter mim has a sukoon on it. So naturally you will read fa'altum. Always we read fa'altum. Okay. In some parts of the Arabic speaking countries like Mauritania and Morocco, I'm not sure about Morocco, but I know about Mauritania, they pronounce this fa'altumu, like a dhamma is on the mim. Written is fa'altum, but when they will be reading this, they will pronounce fa'altumu with a dhamma. Okay? That is only difference of the tajweed. Nowhere you will find a Quran where they actually write a dhamma there. Sukoon will still be written there. But because of their different pronunciation, a word is pronounced certain way in that qira'at, so that will be the difference. But written script is common throughout the world. Okay, so that's what it is. So going back to that, fasiqum binaba'in, okay, came to you a disobedient person with some news. Okay, so now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, what should you do? Should you just, take the news and take the action, or do some homework before that? Okay, so the next word is explaining that. So this is ba, ya, and noon are the 3 letters. Okay, this is ba bi fa'ala, and the meaning is that's to be in between. Bain is in between. Okay, we make ba bi fa'ala by putting a shadda on the middle letter. So this becomes ba ya with a shadda. Bayyana. Okay. Bayyana means to investigate, to make clear. So the meaning is different. This means to make clear, to investigate something. Okay, bayyana. Okay, with the shadda on the middle letter. Okay. Okay. Now, the word that we have in the Quran, I'm going to separate it out. Fa means then. Okay. And wow at the end is for plural. We just learned that. When we put a wow at the end with the alif, the circle, that brings the meaning of plural. Okay. Okay. Then the word is tabayyanu. Okay. Tabayyanu. Actually, noon has a sukoon on it. Tabayya. So this is the word. Okay. Actually, in this case, there is another bigger word that is made by putting a ta and so we ta and fa'ala with a shadda. Okay, and this word has a more deeper meaning, is to investigate. Okay, so in the Quran all these three words come. Baina means to be in between. Okay, bayyana, to make something clear. Tabayyana, by putting a ta in the beginning, it will become tabayyana. That will be to investigate something, to search for something, to go and find out the fact and the truth about that word. So that is tabayyana. So we actually were using the word that one. So this will become ta and bayyana. Okay.
Question. If you use ta before a verb, that refers to the future.
No, but there is, when you make a bigger bab tafa'ala, then that ta is not for that. Yeah. So actually, there's a lot more details in this one. So let's assume that this ta we will put before the word is bringing the meaning of investigation, right? So when I say you investigate, I am going to put another ta before that. Okay? But in the Quran, some words, that ta is dropped. And there are many examples. For example, you will see in the Quran, tazakkarun. And you will also see tatazakkarun. Some ayat. In some case, first ta is not pronounced. Okay, so at the similar cases here. Okay, so the meaning of tabayyanu or is, if you make a command, it is investigate. Make it plural means all those people who are believer, they are being told that when a disobedient person comes to you with the news, then investigate. Fa. This fa is very important. Remember that we use the word in. In means if. Okay? And I said this in is a shart. It's a condition. This fa is the response of the condition, jawab of that. If it happens, then you do it, otherwise you don't do it. So this fa is a very important letter in this sentence. As soon as you see fa, you should assume that conditional statement ended and a jawab or jawab-e-shart or a response of the condition is starting now. If he came to you with the news, then you go and investigate. Otherwise, you don't need to go and investigate. So the fa is actually starting the jawab-e-shart, response of the condition statement. Okay? So that is the purpose of this fa. It's telling you that now first statement has finished. A shartiya statement has finished. That started with the word in. Now what will happen as a result of that? So the result you have to perform. He came. If he came, then you go and do something. Okay? So that is the meaning of when you pronounce it fatabayyanu, then you go and investigate. All of you, it's a plural. Because the address is to the believers who are plural. Okay, so all those believers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to them. If a man came to you, if a bad person came to you with some information, then you go and check it out. Investigate, find the truth. That is the meaning of this fatabayyanu. Okay, so that is the meaning. Then investigate. Okay, one word only. Command, order is being given, do it. Okay? Just in one word, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Quran, it's very concise, when very one word, a lot of information is passed on to you. Just one word. And an order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, do it. If that situation arises, then do this. Okay? Now, after that, a result is being mentioned that if you did not do, what may happen. If you disobeyed Allah now, if you did not do the investigation, what may happen. So that is the next part. And that is starting with the word an. Okay, so let's learn this something about an. The simple meaning of the word an tusibu. Simple meaning is that. Okay, that. And I'll explain this more. Let's take the next word and then we'll go back and combine. Okay. So next word starts with these three letters: Swad, Waw, and Ba. Okay. Three letters. Fa'ala. They belong to Fa'ala. We are going to make another word by adding an alif, and this will become alif, swad, waw, and ba. Okay? The meaning of this is to harm or to strike. Okay? Like to attack someone. Okay. So now the sound of this is afu ala. So if I put harakas, this becomes asa, aswaba. Okay. This waw is a weak letter with the sound of fatah. So we adjust the sound here and we write down this way. Sound of waw with the fatah is sound of alif, wa, a. So this is written as aswaba. So So this is the actual word. It started with some blue root letters, but final sound is asaba. Okay? Asaba. Okay? Now, if we have this word fa'ala, fa'ala means to do. Okay? And if we want to make the grammar of you do, so we add a ta in the beginning and say taf'alu. Taf'alu means you, second person, and present tense. So this is bringing the meaning of second person, which is you, and present tense. Okay. But if the word is this one that has 4 letters, this word is tuf'ilu. And these are in the handout that I gave you. Tuf'ilu. That's the only thing difference in the sound. Okay. So if I apply this on this word, this will become to see bo. And tosibo. Tosibo means you harm. Tosibo means you harm someone. Okay. One person is harming someone, hurting someone, striking someone. Tosibo, you do that. If there are more than one person, we put a huna at the plural. You all harm or hurt or strike, tosibuna. Okay. So let's try down tosibuna. Una, you strike or you harm. And you is a plural. So the meaning of the word tosibuna, tafaluna, tosibuna, these are means present tense and plural. Tosibuna. The meaning of the word is you are harming, you are hurting, or you are striking. Okay, plural. Now let me go back to this word un. What this un is going to do. When you put the un, which simple meaning is that, okay? But if I make one change, if I remove this noon, then it is this much word is left. Antosibu. What is the meaning of un? Un with this combination. Antosibu means that maybe you might harm someone. Possibility that you will harm. Lest, in English there is a word lest, those who know how the lest is used. Lest you may do it. In Urdu, you कहेंगे कहीं ऐसा ना हो. It may happen. Let it not happen. Okay. So in this formation, when you use an and you remove the last letter, whatever is left, it brings the meaning that may it not be the case that you may harm some people.
Harm mean gumrah.
नुकसान पहुंचाना, हमला कर देना, strike someone, okay? तो कहीं ऐसा ना हो, उर्दू में ऐसा ना हो. In English, lest is word used for that, okay? Further, may it be that you will harm someone. You might harm someone. You can hurt some people. You can go and attack. If you did not do the investigation, then you may be harming some people. You may attack them. You can get angry upon them. You can go and hurt them. Why? Because the false information came to you. You did not check it out. And you became emotional. You got up and you attacked some people. Okay? So this is the formation of the words. Un is bringing that meaning. It's just not a simple word un, but it brings a lot of information that it could be that you might harm someone, lest you may harm someone. Okay? So that is the combination of un with tosibu. Okay? So that is the word. You might harm. Okay, the word is qawm. Qawm is a pupil. Some people, a nation or a group of people is called qawm. And the word is qawmun. So the actual word is qawmun. Okay. Now notice, always notice that the word is two dhammas at the end when we first time make it. So the word is qawmun. Qawmun is a pupil, group, a nation. What happens if I leave these two dhammas there? It will replace you. But I don't want to leave two dhammas there. So you are harming a pupil. So for that purpose, we have to change this to two fathas, that these are the people who are getting harmed. A group of people is being hurt. So a pupil, simple meaning will be some pupil. That you may harm some people. So you are working on those people. And when you are working on those people, we change two dhammas to two fathas. They become maf'ul, they become object. They are taking your strike. So they are maf'ul, object. In object, always we change two fathas to two dhammas. Okay?
Is this ayah referring to situations that you may involve in some kind of war based on false information?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Based on the false information, if you did not investigate it, you may start a war. Based on the false information. Okay? And actually, it happened very recently in the history that a nation was attacked because they were false information that they had the weapons of mass destruction. Okay. So the word after that is bijahalatin. Okay. So let's look at that word. So Jim, Ha and Lam are the root letters. It means to be ignorant, jahil, jahalat. Okay, and the noun is jahalatun. Jahalatun, ignorance. Jahil is a person who is ignorant, and the activity is jahalatun. Tun means ignorance. Okay. Then put B. Okay. B is a harf jar, so it will change to jahalatin, and the meaning will be of ignorance, out of ignorance, because you have done the action of being ignorant people. Without checking out, you have hurt some people, and that's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is calling ignorance. Jahilun, jahalatun. Okay, so of ignorance. Then the next word is swad, ba and ha. These are the root letters, and it belongs to 3, so ba fa'ala. We make a bigger word by adding an alif of Allah. This becomes asbaha. Now this word sabaha, the word subhun and morning and all those, but this word asbaha means to become. To become. Okay. And in the word fatusbihu, fa is then, take it out. So what is left? Tusbihu, the meaning will be you become. Okay, taf'alu, tuf'ilu, when you put a ta in the beginning, it becomes you. So this word will become, then you become, or will become. Then you will become. Allah means upon, and ma means whatever. Just simple words. Allah means upon, ma means what or whatever. Okay. And the word is fa'ala, to do. And when you put a tum at the end, fa'al tum, that's in the table on the second page, fa'al tum. Fa'al tum means you, plural, did. Ala ma fa'altum, upon what you did, which means you hurt the people, you attacked a nation. Okay. Fa'altum, you did, or you have done. It's a plural. Mu'mineen, believers. Okay. You went and attacked the people on the wrong information. After that, fa means then. After that you found out the truth. It's too late. Okay. So after you have done that, you will become upon what you did nadimin, nadamat. Nadama means to regret, to be sorry. Okay. So the word is noon dal mim, means to be sorry.
Sharminda.
Sharminda, nadamat. Yeah. Okay? And the person who becomes embarrassed or sorry, he is nadimun. A person, fa'ilun, doer. A person who regrets is nadim. Sorry, person who feels sorry that he has done something without finding the truth. Okay? Because you may have killed the people there. Okay? Hurt them. And then you found out that they were believers. Or they were not the people whom you should have attacked. Because you did not do the right job in investigation. Okay? Its plural is nadimun. Okay? Muslimun, right? Nadimuna. Sorry people. Okay. Now this word nadimuna is coming as the maf'ul of faltum. So when it comes as a maf'ul, work is being done, it becomes nadimin.
Regret. Regret.
Right. Regretful. Okay. So nadimin, regretful. Sorry people. Sharminda, nadamat, full of nadamat. Okay. So very important message Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching to them, but Quran is forever. So every nation, every group of people who are either ruling on a small scale or larger scale should follow this rule. So ever in the future, this thing is not repeated. Okay. It's a very important rule for the groups, for the nations, for the tribes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching that just don't go on the false rumors and take any big action until you have done the job of investigation. Okay. So inshallah we'll stop at this point.